It's what time? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Giving praise to the Heavenly Father, the God of Israel, and I want to thank Him for letting me be able to do this video, put something that's on my heart. Um, I say every now and then this is a lame video because there's no editing, which I know how to do, but one day it'll get there. So until then, please subscribe to the channel. Uh, get those likes up. I appreciate the people that do come in and fellowship with me, brothers and sisters. And um, just subscribe to the channel, share the content if you like the videos. I appreciate those that do. And those don't. You just got to get more of an understanding of what's being said and what to know what's going on. So the title of this video is called No Human Rights Globally Toward Melanated People of God's Chosen. And the reason for this is I've been watching a lot of videos and seeing how our people, as melanated people, are treated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe there's no such thing as human rights when it comes down to the world globally, because the fact is this, right? You people that believe in the New Testament said that we're under a new covenant, but the thing is this, right? If there was such thing as a new covenant, why is not the entire world up under the laws of God? And this is why I'm talking about saying no such thing as human rights when it comes down to us as a melanated people, because of how we are treated throughout the world globally. And the Father tells you that we as God's chosen people has an obligation to uphold the law. This is a thing that a lot of people do not like to talk about. They refuse to hear. There's no unity when it's talked about when it comes down to the laws of God, or how we're supposed to treat each other. So the thing is this, right? When it comes down to the law that was given to Israel, that God tells you, even though the strangers that sojourn you, if Israel was to mistreat the strangers and they cried to him, he said that he will make your wives widows and your children orphans. And see, this is according to the law in Exodus 22 and 21. Yeah. Now listen to what the law says when it comes down to the stranger. In Exodus 22, verse 21, it said, "Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt." Verse 22, "Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children's fatherless." So this is the law that's given to Israel, how we supposed to treat the strangers that sojourn amongst the nation. And the Father tells you that you're not supposed to vex or oppress them. But look what happened to Black America or throughout us worldwide, how we and treated. And we go back into the law, right? We can go into Exodus 12 and 49. And we can see right here, it said, one law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you, right? This is talking about taking hold of the covenant. And then we see in Leviticus 24, verse 22. It says, ye shall have one manner of law, as well as for the stranger, as for one of your own country, for I am the Lord your God, right? So the Father tells us that the taking hold of the covenant, that we all to adhere to the laws concerning the laws of the Creator. This is Numbers 15. Numbers 15, verse 15 said, one ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, and an ordinance forever in your generation, as ye are, so shall the strangers be before the Lord. So we know that there's no law of God's being obeyed in the world today as what we see it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because the fact is, the Father says we're not going to see eye to eye. And we're not going to see eye to eye until we get into the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to see eye to eye. Right now, that's why I said, y'all got it. Y'all going to do what y'all going to do. The strangers, I mean, the heathens, they going to mistreat our people. They going to kill our people. Pretty much we treat it like the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? And so this ain't saying something about sympathy, but this is acknowledgement to let people know now that the book is open and it's been revealed, we understand why we go through what we go through. So with that being said, the Father told us that we was going to be at the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? We was going to be made to tail. But this is a future prophecy in Isaiah 56 where it talks about the strangers taking hold of the covenant, right? Isaiah 56, right? And let's go right here. It said, thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. Neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord hath utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs, they keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Even unto them will I give in my house, and within my walls a place in the name better than of sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that should not be cut off. Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to the Lord to serve him, and to love the name of the Lord, to his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountains, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. So this talks about the covenant for all nations, no matter if you Israel or not. So when you look at these things, let's look at Zechariah 8 and 23. Zechariah 8 and 23, right? And these is what the strangers are saying um, in the end time. It says right here, it said, thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirts of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. And see, this is an end time prophecy. This is what we're looking forward to. So when we talk about the heathens right now, understand y'all doing what y'all doing right now. But the thing is, you got to pay for it in the end. Right. This is Isaiah 2 and verse 3. It says right here, I'm going to read down to verse 3. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So the thing is right now, people are following the laws of men with what you see, what's going on now. And the Father says in Jeremiah 17 and 5, he said, curse, thus saith the Lord, curse be to men that trust in men and make flesh his harm, and whose whole heart depart from the Lord. So we see right now to this day that our enslavement, which is in America, that people follow the laws of America. They don't follow the laws of the Creator or how we're supposed to live. Because we know that if everybody was following in the laws of the Creator, justice would be served. To each his own, whether you Israel or not. So the whole thing about this is what's going on is that, yeah, now it's coming down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. When we see nations about to rise up against nations, there's about to be World War III. And see, a lot of people is not paying attention to what's going on to acknowledge time prophecies that, yeah, I pray to God that I be delivered to the land of my ancestors, but I pray also that I know I need to get myself right in this end time just as well. So with that being said, is that when we look at what's going on, a lot of our people is not aware that when the entire world comes up under one covenant, it's through the covenant through the God of Israel, not Jesus. So this is a whole situation where we see what's going on. Is that us as Black people, I'm gonna just speak on about the parts of in America, is we have an unequal balance when it comes down to living in America. We are treated as the scum of the earth, the bottom of the barrel. We are looked down upon. People look at us that, oh, I can't stand him, or I can't touch this person. Now, don't get me wrong right now. Check this out. It is some people of the other nation that you can say that call themselves caring for us as melanated people. But the thing is this, when you tell a person about you being the people of God, how do you think people take to that and how you think they feel about us saying that we are the people of God. People don't take that too lightly. They don't take too kindly of it. Because the first thing they want to say is like, well, do we all come from Adam? They talked about Adam. But understand this, Adam committed a sin when he transgressed the commandment that was given to him not to eat of the tree of good and evil. And due to the fact that Adam did break that commandment, a judgment was carried out against Adam. So the thing is, you could say we all come from Adam, but then what's this right here in Deuteronomy 32 and 8? This is Deuteronomy 32. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So we all may come from Adam, but there was a separation. You know what I'm saying? So this is what people is lacking about. Adam failed. Adam committed a sin by going against the commandment when the Father said, "Do not eat of the tree of good and evil." He broke that commandment. So the thing is, when you try to put us all up in one and say we all come from Adam, yeah, we all come from Adam, but there became a separation due to the fact that the Father said he chose to be his people. He chose Israel. So with that being said, we have people disregard us. Now this one was the law. Well, I'm gonna go into Genesis 12. And this is what the Father says about the nation that blesses Abraham. Yeah. Right now, we ain't been blessed. Genesis 12, starting at verse 1, says, "Now the Lord has said unto Abram, Get thee out of the country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." So this was what the Father made a promise to Abraham when he told them to get from his kindred's house, that he was going to make him a great nation, and he was going to bless those that bless thee. He was going to curse those that curse thee. All right. This is what we're seeing right now, us being a people as a nation throughout the scattering of where we are in the captivity, that we being a curse, are being punished. That the Father says now the whole entire world is being judged, even the people of God's chosen, when you read Isaiah 34 and 5, right? Now, why I say, and this is why I speak as much about us not being humane and considerate and respectful for one another, due to the fact is the world was taught to hate Israel. The world was taught to speak against Israel. We talking about Israel as a melanated people, not them fake Jews. We talking about Israel as a melanated people. The people that's still in captivity, that hasn't been blessed, that the law has not gone forth to all nations, that everybody is being obedient to the covenant of the Creator. Now I want to read some of the laws, right? The Father tells us how we supposed to treat each other as a people and as a nation. And this is what laws we don't see what's going out. Uh, Leviticus 19, verse 17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, and anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon them. Many of our people hate one another. Now, when you look upon the curse that happened, that came upon Israel, where the Father said that we didn't keep the commandments in Deuteronomy 28, this was one of the curses that the Father said that would come upon Israel. And see, Deuteronomy 28, from 54 through 56, it tells you the hate toward one another, right? It says, he says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, of whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the soles of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward the children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for once of all things, secretly and in the seed of straightness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in the gates. So understand this, right? We see how our women treat their husband according to this curse that was placed upon Israel. And if you look at it in Isaiah 3, you can see right here in Isaiah 3 and 12, that same curse is being played out. What the Father said what was going to take place with us. And this is Isaiah 3. And we can read right here in verse 12. He said, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. So we see this is this very same thing what goes out, that our women pretty much abuse the law, which is in the captivity of their oppressor to take advantage of their own people. Meaning, a woman could call rape or say abuse, and a man could go to jail whether they did it or not. Or, I mean, I understand as far as them doing it, but I'm talking about the ones that haven't done this, right? And this is why we're talking about, when you're talking about fair judgment, this is what I've said in Proverbs 29 and 2. It says right here, in Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Proverbs 28, verse 28, when the wicked rises, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. So we see this is what's going down out daily with our people. So how can you say anything about human rights and the law is unfair to Black people? It's unfair. So the thing is this, right? If all our people hasn't taken in consideration to turn back to the commandments and being obedient to the law, that the world is going to be overrun by the wicked. We see according to the laws in Leviticus 19, verse 18, thou shalt not avenge thy neighbor or bear any grudge. Thou shalt not avenge or bear any grudge against thy neighbor. This is what the Father tells us. Leviticus 25, verse 35 to 38. It says, if thy brother be waxen poor and falling in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve thee Ye though he be a stranger or sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury upon him, nor increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. He said right here, I am the Lord our God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, and to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. We don't supposed to do usury upon our own people, and this is what we see daily. Deuteronomy 23, verse 19, right here. It said, thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. And it's restated over here in Exodus 22, verse 25, right here. Exodus 22, verse 25, thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. So the world is not fair to us as a melanated people, is what we see what's going on now, right? Let me see what this was in Deuteronomy 28, when it says there are, where's the one? Deuteronomy 28. Let me check this out. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 13. No, Deuteronomy 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. And he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So this was one of the curses that was placed upon Israel, that they was not going to be able to lend to other nations, that other nations would lend to them, and that they was going to be the tail. So if you look at about everything was take place with us as melanated people, we see all the mistreatment and all the unfairness that's going on in this world, and how we are treated unfairly, how our people are being killed in this world, and no justice is given to us as a people, as a nation of color. That this is what we have to endure. So for people to say that we not the people of God, look at all these curses that plays out upon us. Look what's going on with us as a melanated people. Look at all the hurt that we feeling due to the fact is our elderly lady had to watch her granddaughter, a 7-year-old granddaughter, be killed by police. And he claimed he had a warrant for the address for this woman's resident, which he ended up having the wrong address and kicked in the wrong door and killed her 7-year-old granddaughter. And you tell me was justice served in that? And see, us as Israel not turning back to the laws is what's going to hurt us tremendous, right? Due to the factors that we refusing to turn back to the commandments of the Creator, this is what's punishing us and what's hurting us. Ezekiel 18, what the Father says about us turning back to Him and keeping the commandments, not doing usury, not following after our Father's footsteps. So my thing is this: How can you say that the law cannot save you if this is what the Father is telling you, to turn back to these commandments? So in Ezekiel 18, it says, the word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, what mean ye that ye use this proverb concerning the land of Israel, saying, the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. As I live, saith the Lord God, ye shall not have an occasion any more to use this proverb in Israel. Behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife. And this is according to the laws in Exodus 20, verse 17. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor anything that is thy neighbor. This is what it's talking about, not committing adultery. And see, this is what a lot of people hate to hear and listen to, because the fact is that people want to do what it is that they want to do. And due to them disregarding the laws of the Creator is why the world is in the situation that it's in right now. Now, and then it says right here, and have not oppressed, and where he's saying, have not oppressed any, but have restored to the debtors his pledge, have spoiled none by violence, have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. This is the law back in Exodus 22, verse 21. He that have not given forth upon usury, that's according to the law in Deuteronomy 23, verse 19, and Exodus 22, verse 25. Neither have taken any increase, neither have withdrawn his hand from iniquity, have executed true judgment between man and man, have walked in my statutes, and have kept my judgment to deal truly, he is just. He shall surely live, saith the Lord God. If he beget a son that is a robber, a shedder of blood, and that doeth the like to any one of these things, and that doeth not any of those duties, but even have eaten upon the mountains and defiled his neighbor's wife, have oppressed the poor and needy, have spoiled by violence, have not restored the pledge, and have lifted up his eyes to the idols, have committed abomination, have given forth upon usury, and have taken the increase, shall he then live? He shall not live. He have done all these abominations, he shall surely die. His blood shall be upon him. So this is the things of what we dealing with, unrighteous judgment. Now, we're not talking about human rights for us as melanated people or how we being treated. He said when the wicked is in power, the people mourn. But when the righteous is in power, they rejoice. So we seeing throughout this world where our people is being killed. And look, check this out. I'm going to show you, okay, Lamentations 4 and 18. And I could go to Ezekiel 11, verse 6. And it goes right here, Lamentations 4. This was going on with our people right now. Lamentations 4, verse 18. He said, they haunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Right? Ezekiel 11, 1 through 6. If this is not us, I don't understand what people are saying, why they go against us. Moreover, the Spirit lift me up and brought me unto the east gate of the Lord's house, which looketh eastward, and behold, at the door of the gate 25 men, among whom I saw Azaniah the son of Azur, and Pelatiah the son of Benaiah, princes of the people. Then said he unto me, Son of man, These are the men that devise wicked mischief and give wicked counsel in this city, which say it is not near. Let us build houses. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh. Therefore prophesy against them, say, prophesy, O son of man. And the Spirit of the Lord fell upon me and said upon unto me, speak, thus saith the Lord. Thus have ye said, O house of Israel, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. Watch this in verse 6. Ye have multiplied your slain in the city, and ye have filled the streets thereof with the slain. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, your slain whom ye have laid in the midst of it, they are the flesh, and this city is the cauldron, but I will bring you forth out of the midst of it. The Father's talking about bringing us out of the midst of violence. Now, look what happened with all our people that was killed uh, by the wicked. What we talking about, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, and so forth. Now, this is Zechariah 11 and 5. 1 through 5. And if you're not willing to study the laws and learn to come back to the laws and be obedient to the commandments, this is all what we're going to deal with. Zechariah 11, 1 through 5, you shall open thy doors, O Lebanon, that the fire may devour thy cedars. How? Fir tree, for the cedar is fallen, because the mighty are spoiled. How, O ye oaks of Bashan, for the forest of the vengeance is come down. There is a voice of the howling of the shepherds, for their glory is spoiled, a voice of the roaring of the young lions, for the pride of Jordan is spoiled. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. See, and this is what we're dealing with. Damn near every police, our people say they fear for their life. And got away with killing them. Yep. They got away with killing our people. So you need to understand how important it is to turn back to the laws. Now, a lot of people going around here, well, we having a division because, hey, like you said, that new book, it can divide our people, and it sure has divided our people.